Hi, it's Carrie. A couple of weeks ago in my 5-Minute Friday, I talked about using quotes around phrases, or around any term, really, to turn off automatic term mapping and to get a very reproducible search. And then some fellow librarians commented that quotes work differently in every platform, and they kind of do. So I want to show you how you can be sure that they're working and how you can test your search before you finalize it. So we're on PubMed, and I just wanted to say we're going to use intracerebral hemorrhage. No quotes at first. And click search. And we get 74,505. If we were to mistakenly use single quotes in PubMed, which doesn't accept single quotes, let's see what would happen. We get 74,505. If we were to use double quotes, which PubMed does accept, and click search, we get 15,783. And if we go into advanced, we can see the history here. I have some other histories going on. And you can see that without quotes, it searched for intracerebral hemorrhage, or cerebral hemorrhage, which is the medical subject heading, or cerebral and hemorrhage, or cerebral hemorrhage, or intracerebral hemorrhage, or intracerebral and hemorrhage. So I would say if you're not an expert searcher and you're not really sure what you're doing, you might want to start with what's here, but you'd want to copy this part instead of this part, because this is what's actually happening in your search. This is the part that's reproducible. If we look at the single quoted one, it did the same thing. And if we look at the properly quoted one, it just searched that phrase. That's all it did. Now, let's look at Embase, which uses single quotes, not double quotes. And we'll do the same term here. First without quotes. I picked a hard phrase, of course. Why? I learned to spell hemorrhage. We're not going to go with any of the suggestions. We're just going to show the results. But sometimes Embase does map anyway. Let's see what happened. I'm still kind of new to the new Embase. I had it for years, and then I didn't have it for years, and now I have it again. Okay, so it chose the M-tree term, intracerebral hemorrhage. Trying to make this a little bigger. It searched intracerebral hemorrhage as a phrase. And then it searched intracerebral and hemorrhage, the M-tree term, or hemorrhage. So our search history is going to be captured here. So we can try it. Let's try it with double quotes. It turns double quotes into single quotes and gives us 23,986. Let's try it with single quotes. It should be the same. Same. So it was smart enough to turn the double quotes into single quotes. When we entered it without any quotes, it took some liberties, mapped our terms. And again, if you were an inexperienced searcher and you're like, hey, this looks pretty good, I want to use that, then grab this. Don't just use the terms that you put in the search box. Take the terms that were actually searched. Finally, I'll just show you Scopus, which is another weird one. And we'll try it here first. I don't think we're going to see search details in Scopus. We actually do. It searched intracerebral and hemorrhage, 25,307, somewhat comparable to PubMed in terms of results. Now, Scopus does something called loose quote or exact quote. A loose quote would be double quotes. And as far as I understand, it's not going to look for this exact phrase, but it's going to look for these terms close to each other. I'd have to look at the help file to describe it in total detail. All right, and if we start to look at some of these results, we see intracerebral hemorrhage. Looks like it mostly worked as a phrase. Here's hemorrhage. and intracranial. Don't see the word intracerebral. We're looking in the title, abstract, and keywords, I think. So we got something around 25,000. Here's another one where we don't see intracerebral, at least in the abstract. We were searching in the article, title, abstract, and keywords. So now if we do what Scopus calls exact quotes, it's curly brackets. It's not going to find plurals, it's not going to find close matches, it's just going to find this, so we should see this number go down. 17,953. So in Scopus, you can't truncate inside of an exact quote, so this would not work. Let's just test it. And I've made that mistake before. I'll be the first to admit I've made that mistake without realizing it. And I want to prevent you from making the same mistake. So if you're going to use a truncation symbol in Scopus, make sure you're using the loose quotes, which is just double quotes, and not the exact quotes, which are the curly brackets. So now I've truncated it in double quotes, and we should get intracerebral hemorrhages in the results, although I don't see it right away. If you wanted to see your search history, we'll go up to search. Scopus is a bit unique in that regard. And your search history is here. It's also under advanced document search, so you can see that with each variation of our terms, we got different results. And you'll want to be really mindful of that when you're searching in Scopus. I hope that helps you understand quotes a little bit more. Good luck with your searching. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.